turn to Syria, where a flurry of diplomats have been pouring into the country to meet with rebels who took over Damascus just over a week ago. German and French officials are due to meet with representatives of Syria's new governing authorities. That's after British diplomats met HTS's leader Ahmed al-Sharaa on Monday. Al-Sharaa has also been speaking to a group of foreign journalists. France 24's Wassim Nasr was one of just 9 journalists to get the chance to interview the leader. Well, let's cross over to Aleppo now to speak with him. He's standing by there for us. Wassim, good to talk to you. So tell us what the HTS's leader, Ahmed al-Sharaa, had to say.
Well, one of the most important issues he addressed is lifting the sanctions over Syria that were imposed on Syria under the rule of Assad. And he said that actually the torture of the Syrian people, meaning Assad, has left, but the sanctions are still implemented, and it's a big weight for Syrians, and it is an obstacle for reconstruction. That's one important issue he addressed. Another issue he addressed was about his will to have peaceful relations with all neighboring countries, including Israel, and calling the international community to ask Israel to stop bombing Syria. And he said that Syria won't be the stage of any plots or any attacks against any countries in any country, neighboring country, or otherwise in the world, because as we know, they still have the issue of foreign fighters, which he addressed too. And he said that a very small number of foreign fighters are still active in Syria. They are under the command and the control of HTS, and they have no will and no ability to constitute a threat to their home countries. And he said too that in any country where people stay like 12 years, where they marry, and in Syria they fought to liberate Syria, well, they should be honored, and also they might be granted some special status, and that would be addressed in a law, in a new law that will be voted or implemented by the new power in Syria.
Well, Wassim, it's extraordinary that you got the chance to speak to HTS's leader there. I want to get your thoughts on another line that we received just a few minutes ago, saying that Syria's ex-rebel military chief now wants to dissolve the armed wing. What will that mean for the situation on the ground?
Well, it means actually that it's a bit challenge, and it's a very good question, because it's one of the biggest challenges that he has, because even though he controls HTS and its military wing, he still has to make some concessions or make some deals with other factions, meaning the factions active in the north, the rebel factions, and other factions in the south, but not only, also opposition actors, either abroad or inside. So he called for dissolving all those organizations and groups and asked Syrians abroad and inside Syria to work again to build Syria. And this is a big challenge for him, because here military force isn't a solution. He has to do politics, even though he did politics, and his success to achieve what he achieved and to get to Damascus was also because of the politics he conducted on the local level, meaning addressing minorities, addressing the Kurd, addressing the Druze minority who fought along him. They were the first to enter Damascus, for example. So it's still a long run for him, and he's going to be building something from scratch. And as he said, like, they inherited a Syria which is destroyed on all levels, economically, the administration, the army, everything. So everything has to be done again. And one important issue he addressed too, he said that he's gonna reform the army as a whole, making it meaning a professional army with volunteers, people who want to be part of this army, and not just only people who are forced to be part of the armed forces as under Assad rule.
Wassim, great to get your insight. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. Wassim Nasr there, reporting there from Aleppo in Syria. Let's turn our focus to